Hey, how's it going, awesome humans? Josh Zaring here. I'm gonna unbox the Neewer 18-inch ring light that's LED. It comes with a stand and a few other accessories, so check this out. Alright, let's test this thing out. Okay, I have it at full brightness and I was able to drop my ISO down to base ISO, and I actually stopped down on the Lumix G7 to F5. Pretty happy with it. Looks good on the little monitor, and I'm gonna have to see it on the computer before I make a full evaluation. This shot at 4K, 24 frames per second at base ISO, 1/60th of a second, and I'm pretty happy with it. It's a little bright side, something to get used to. I usually have my soft boxes off to the side on either side, and they are really soft, but I've never been able to drop down to the base ISO, so it should be pretty crispy, honestly. I don't know if it washed my face out or not. Typically when you put a light directly at you, it washes your face out pretty well. And if you have oily skin, it's a nightmare with highlights. But I'm not really seeing that right now. Just putting that nice ring in my eyes, pretty sweet. All these beauty gurus know what they're talking about, I guess. I really wanted one. I wanted to test it out. Figured if I didn't like it, I would send it back. I'd also like to point out it came with 2 sets of light modifiers. This one's orange for like warm lighting. I honestly probably will never use it. And then we got the ones that I just automatically put on here, the white 5500K. And it also came with a shutter release remote, and it came with a cell phone holder, probably one of the nicest ones I've seen. It's got the screw mount on the back and the bottom, and it came with this really hard to bend gooseneck. So honestly, so far, I can recommend this. I would definitely recommend this for video, for vloggers. I mean, obviously for inside. I paid $136 for this with the light, the stand, and all the accessories that I showed you. I wouldn't pay any more than that. You could probably get it a little bit cheaper than that, like maybe $120. Espresso. So I've been using the LED ring light from Neewer. I'm pretty sure that's how you say it. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. I've used it for some product photography, for some stuff I'm selling on eBay, some camera stuff, and a few other things. Here's with the ring light, and here's with just the ambient light, which everything in the studio here is 5500K daylight balanced. All the light bulbs, every light. So having talked about the white balance, both the Lumix G7 and the Nikon D610 back here are both set at 5K. Why? Because this is actually not dead on 5500. It's not that big of a deal, but once you bounce it off some pure white walls, you're gonna realize when you balance your camera at 5500K and have this on, that things are a little on the warm side, and that's fine. But if something's white, it should be white on photos and videos. So just set your white balance temperature to 5K, and then go from there. If you have different ambient lighting that isn't 5K, you can either turn it off or leave it on and balance it from within the camera. It's much easier to do that than doing it in post. I know you can do it in post. Sometimes I have to because I set things wrong. So as you can see from the camera back there, I have my old soft boxes, which I will definitely use. They each have 2 100-watt equivalent CFLs in them. They handle 4 each. I thought that was overkill. I'm going to switch back and forth between the ring light here and these 2 lights to let you see what the difference is. And of course you got this nice like circles in your eyes and everything, and that's all fine and dandy, but I want you to see what it does to skin and the overall look that it gives. So here's with the ring light, and here's with just 2 soft boxes. And I'm going to switch to this camera back here to show you where I pulled them in a little bit, because this ring light is quite a bit brighter than these 2 lights, which is definitely a plus for me. I like having the camera on the same stand as the light. I like to be able to just move it around if I want to. Everything's in one spot. That's really nice. A lot of times I would use these two lights, sometimes just for backlighting, and then just a little bit like at an angle to hit like kind of around me, and then I would either use a bare bulb or just a small light modifier pointed directly at me to get the catch lights in my eyes and to make sure there's no shadows on my face. So you probably noticed there's quite a bit more shadows right in here. I'm just gonna go ahead and look at this. It's not that bad, but the biggest impact that I've noticed is overall this lights everything, including your face. It lights your face really nicely. And 2 weeks later, I still firmly stand by. Earlier in this video, I said I could recommend this. I definitely do recommend this. Neewer makes some great stuff. I have one of their steady cams. I believe one of my flashes that I don't use frequently. I use the Neewers all the time, but I have a Neewer flash, and I will pretty much buy just about anything from that brand. Like their logo says, I believe it's pro quality or pro gear, amateur price, and that's dead on. That's pretty much what it is. If it's just for photography, I don't know. Think if you're going with a continuous light, it should be a softbox. This has a certain look. If you have something glossy or shiny, you're gonna see rings, and what I found is from doing it to a glass, taking a photo of a glass, I'll show that here real quick, there's multiple circles. So that multiple circles is very distracting. I would stick with either the Octabox or, you know, your just regular rectangular or square softbox. Maybe if this is your first lighting setup for video, honestly, I would really recommend it for that. It'll save you a lot of hassle and frustration. If you've been using a triple light setup, a 3-point light setup, 2 lights, maybe 1 softbox, or just whatever you could find around the house, that helps you a lot too. Some people this look might not be good for. Has a reputation for a lot of the beauty gurus and stuff, but I guess they're right because it really illuminates everything nicely. And the thing that I didn't know was as long as you're not too far away from your background, it will illuminate everything. And I do have it at full brightness, so I'll just turn this down. That's probably about the level that my 2 soft boxes were, and that's 4 bulbs. So we're doing a lot here with just this one light here. So thanks for checking this video out. I really hope I helped you make a decision. Smash that like button if you liked it, or thumbs down it if you didn't. Please tell your friends and subscribe if you aren't already. Keep creating and keep it awesome.